Hi friends, in this lecture, we will look into the two concepts, power and authority. We will also analyze the difference between these two terms. Many of us tend to use these two terms interchangeably, but there is a specific difference between these two. Students of political science and sociology must learn this difference. We will first look into the concept of power. Power is the capacity and the ability of an individual or a group to exert their will on others. The individual or the group should be able to achieve their goals or interest, even in the face of resistance from others. This concept is called power. In simple words, you should be able to do what you wish to do, even if you are facing a resistance from others. This is called power. You may observe power in many worldly situations. Take a family for example. In a family, a particular member may wield power. For example, the elderly male member, the father could wield power. The father may want his daughter to marry a person of his own choice, but the daughter may wish to marry a person of her own choice. Ultimately, the father will end up exerting his will over his daughter, and the daughter may be forced to marry the person of the father's choice. What do you observe here? You observe the concept of power. In a country, many political parties or groups will be present. One particular group may wield more power. It may win the elections, form the government, and it may enforce its own policies or its ideology even if other parties resist it. An example of power. Now we will look into the concept of authority. Authority is also similar to power, but there is a specific difference. Power could be formal or informal. It could be legitimate or illegitimate. But authority is power which is formal as well as legitimate. Legitimate means something that is legal, something that is backed by law. So this is called authority. Let me explain with a simple example. There is a gunda in a city. This gunda has money power and muscle power. He is able to exert its will over other people. What does he possess? He possesses power, is it not? But this power is informal. This power is illegitimate. Why is it illegitimate? It is not backed by law. He is functioning illegally. So he only has power in his hands. Now consider a police officer. Police officer also has power. He can also exert his will. But this power is formal. This power is also legitimate, is it not? The power is provided by the state. The power is legally backed. It is seen as legitimate. Got it? A member of a terrorist organization has power but not authority. Indian Army has authority. Indian Army Jawan can also kill a person if he is seen as an enemy. But the Indian Army Jawan is provided this power by the state. This power is seen as legitimate. So we are looking into the formal and legitimate power as authority. Governments wield authority. Different institutions of the government, they wield authority. So this is the basic difference between power and authority. Now, what is the basis for authority? The people living in a country, they voluntarily deposit power in the state. State refers to the country and the different institutions in the country. So people are voluntarily providing the consent to be governed. This is the basis for authority. Since authority is derived from the people in a democracy, it should be used properly. It should not be misused by the state. The sociologist Max Weber spoke about three types of authorities: traditional authority, charismatic authority, and legal rational authority. Legal rational authority is an advanced form of authority. It is generally seen in democratic states governed by rule of law. In traditional authority, you will find that the authority is derived from tradition, customs and cultural practices. For example, the concept of Kap Panchayats functioning in some states in India is an example of traditional authority. The authority is not backed by law, but it is backed by tradition. Charismatic authority. This is backed by charisma of a person. If a person is seen as charismatic, it means that this person is seen as someone who possesses extraordinary qualities. He is considered superhuman. Now, there are some people who have great charisma. Because of this charisma, people tend to rally around them. They are also able to wield power. For example, celebrities, godmen, spiritual leaders, they are examples of charismatic authorities. The third is legal rational authority. It is an advanced form of authority. Legal rational authority is based on rule of law. It derives the power from the law of the land. Thank you.